Okay, welcome back here for game two of my replay of the 1972 Summit Series between the Soviet Union and Team Canada. The Soviets took game one, much like historically, so they're up 1-0 in the series. And despite what any pregame flips may or may not have indicated, I've made the executive decision to start Tony Esposito in goal for Team Canada for this one, much like historically. Actually, truth be told, I didn't even flip for a goaltender. I knew it was going to be Esposito. It's always Vladislav Tretiak here in 1972 for the Russians. And yeah, I guess that's about pretty much all that I've got right off the top. You can go and watch the first video if you want to see exactly how it transpired. There were, I will say, in short, a number of parallels between the replay game and the historic game. So anyway, I'm trying out a bit of a different setup for this one here. Feel free to let me know what you think. So yeah, here right off the top, here we go. It's going to be 1 minute here off the clock. Time provided by Mike Owens Quick Play Pro Hockey Clock here. And with an 11, that's going to be a scoring chance actually for the Soviets right off the bat here. This is the only game that Canada won in Canada. That has absolutely no bearing on this one. With player G for the Soviets is going to be Evgeny Zeman. Sure enough, actually, luckily enough for me, I looked. Anyway, I was looking at some footage on YouTube, and so I think I have his name right this time. It's Zeman. So Zeman here with the puck. He has it in the slot, actually. And that's going to be no goal. So Tony Esposito tested early, and with a big save here for Team Canada, we flip on. 2 more minutes come off the clock. Up to minute 3 now. With a 2, that's going to be another scoring chance here right off the bat for the Russians. Player O this time, it's going to be Vladimir Vikulov. Hope I have his name correct here in the second line. And it says it's going to be in the slot for this one. Vikulov, once again, he's also denied here by Tony Esposito. So big difference here, day and night so far between Esposito and Dryden, and we play on. 3 more minutes come off the clock now. We're up to minute 6 of the first period. And with a 68, that's going to be no scoring chance for either side. Scoring chances, by the way, for the Soviets, it's 1-19. For Canada, 79 to 0-0. So I have to be careful talking about that in the middle of flips. So we're up to minute 9 now. And with a 23, that's going to be no chance for either team up to minute 10. Okay, with a 63, once again, quiet first period here so far up to minute 11. And with a 98, that's actually going to be a scoring chance for Team Canada. Okay, in Canada, and yes, I am pausing and double checking on occasion. I'm a bit jittery again here, truth be told. So here at the minute 11, Team Canada with a chance. That's going to be player P on Team Canada. Player P on Team Canada is Bill Goldsworthy again. Goldsworthy, who did score a goal in Game 1. Goldsworthy has it here in the face-off circle. And that's going to be no goal. It remains scoreless. We go up to minute 13 here. Here, minute 13. With a 61, that's no chance for either side. 3 more minutes come off the clock. We're up to minute 16 here. Pretty fast-moving first period. Potentially a penalty here to the Canadians. And it does say penalty B, so we're going to have some rough stuff here early on in the second contest here of the 8-game series. So for B, I should mention at this point that I do play this a little differently than how it might be done. I think it goes, it does say on it home and away. I don't know why that card doesn't. Basically, what I do is I check for home and then I check for away. So the home here, Canada, if they have a Z3, I do see a Z3. So it's going to be JP Parise here with 2+2. Okay, also had to have a quick sip of a beverage here. It's a Friday night. My throat's a little scratchy after having taught all week. So let's see here. It's, this card here, the 45 Z3, and I look on the Soviet team, they don't actually have a player with that rating. So the only penalty is going to be Team Canada here in the box. The Russians, they're going to have 4 minutes here in the power play. Basically, they're going to close out the period with the player advantage. So we flip the first card, 78. That's actually almost a scoring shorthanded chance for Team Canada back the other way. With the 37, that's going to be just outside Russia's power play range here, playing 5-on-4. So 2 minutes have been killed off. For the third minute, once again here, we have nothing. So a bit of a null power play here for the Soviets. And with a 75, once again, so Canada here kind of gets off the hook here in the third period. If this is a 0-minute flip, then it means that we're going to have potentially one more chance for a team. And again, this is how I play it. I do play things a little different, than the rules would dictate. But again, that says 2 minutes here on the card. So we're going to say here after one period, Canada's managed to kill off a high-sticking double minor there to JP Parise. And the Soviets with a couple of chances there very early in the period, but still we are scoreless after one. It was a relatively low-scoring game historically in Toronto, with Canada winning 4-1. To be honest, I was a bit nervous off the top. I took a few fast takes of this video, and so I might not have mentioned in this one that this, again, provide a bit of background here and there. I'm not going to. There's certainly lots of fantastic documentary footage on YouTube, some of which actually I was going through a little bit before this if you want to check it out. But this is the only game that Canada won actually on Canadian soil historically. So, and again, now that I've said that, I do feel like I did mention that earlier. But again, that has no bearing on this one here. So we are scoreless after one. I'll be right back once I have these cards a little more thoroughly shuffled. Back for the second now. Forgive any background noise. It is Friday night over here, so anyway, we're going to kick things off here, 2 minutes. Now this one here, this is actually for time. If I don't know if you're able to see that well or not, but the way that this game works, I like to do a little bit of pleaching while I play sometimes. Here I'm flipping for time in the first flip, so that's just a straight 2 minutes off the clock. Anyway, we flip on. It's going to be 72. That's no chance for either side. So in 3 minutes now into the second period with 71, once again, no chance either way. 2 more minutes come off the clock here. We're up to minute 5. Minute 5 into 35. Once again, it's chanceless. 2 more minutes come off the clock now, up to minute 7 with a 59. Once again, a really slow going one here thus far, up to minute 12 here. I don't know which team that favors, if any. Minute 12 here with a penalty B, home and away. So, and actually, come to think of it, I'm glad that the Soviets didn't actually get the penalty B. I was looking at I should have looked at Canada and Canada only for that one. This time, however, it is B for both home and away. So, and once again, I think it might be away and home in the instructions. I like though it reads home and then away, so we're going to check for home first. 3 and 4 and 5 for fighting. Let's see, I don't actually see any. Do these players not have any fight ratings? I'm not seeing any. I guess there was no gloves dropping though, come to think of it. So that one is nullified. And this one here, 3 and 3, a 5 and a 10. So we're going to play on. We're going to say there's a bit of rough stuff, but the officiating, which actually the Soviets complained about, once again, historically in Game 2, and those officials were forbidden actually from refereeing Game 4 of the series. They're letting them play here. So, and again, I could see that actually being to the USSR disfavor. So we're 12 minutes in. We have nothing. A whole lot of nothing there. 3 more minutes come off the clock, though. We're up to minute 15 now. There could be a penalty against Canada late in the second, much like in period 1. Still scoreless here, over halfway through. And goodness, so you had to say a straight penalty home. So what I'm looking here, I'm looking at YX2 on Canada's card. I see an X2, so Phil Esposito, yes. There is a Y as well, but you only penalize one player at a time. You assume that other penalties have been killed off elsewhere in the frame. So we'll say Esposito and or Gilbert is going to the box for 2. Let's see the next pair here. The Soviets with a chance to get ahead here late in the second period. They will have a scoring chance in the power play here in the first minute with player advantage. And let's see here. That's going to be player B. So that's Alex Yakushev. Yakushev, who had a productive Game 1 here in this series. Yakushev has it in the slot in the power play. And that's going to be a goal. The Soviets are not going to be denied here. So we are back to even strength. And that was the first minute of the power play. I'm going to take the 52 here. I'm going to say it's 16:52 of period 2. And assisting on the goal, I'm looking at L3D2, though I will look at L1D2 right wing. That is Zeman. So it's Yakushev from Zeman here on the power play, and the Soviets don't have any player 6 ratings for assist. So Yakushev from Zeman at 16:52. 1 more minute comes off the clock here now, 17 and change in. That's going to be a chance for Canada to come right back with one. Canada player L, so I'm looking at Rod Gilbert here. Gilbert, who might have actually been assessed that penalty. Gilbert has the puck in the slot. And there you go. Canada ties at 1-1 here. Let's get the exact time. We'll take it right off this card. So it's 17:29. We'll say exactly, 37 seconds later. Team Canada here, they've tied it here thanks to Rod Gilbert. Gilbert, I flip for assist. I'm going to look at L3D2 instead of L1D2. And R5, let's see Canada, R5 ratings. I don't see any among the second defense pair or on the third forward line. With the line, though, so it's just going to be a straight Gilbert from New York Ranger line mate Jean Rattel and also Dennis Hall here at 17:29. We have a 1-1 game here late in period 2. 3 more minutes come off the clock now. And so what I do, and actually, truth be told, if I didn't say this already off the top, I think in one of the discarded takes that I did, Canada should have started Game 1 on the power play. Should have started period 3 on the power play in Game 1. However, I played it back and looking at the numbers, it would have made 0 difference anyway. Again, really despite me and not because of me, just game one was always going to go to the Soviets. But anyway, so here, this is minute 20. I'm going to flip here and see if anything up to the 20th minute transpired. And lo and behold, here, so late in the first period, or sorry, in the second period at the tail end here, we do have, and again, this is how I play it, we do have a scoring chance here for the Russians. Player B, once again, that's that Alex Yakushev. Yakushev here, he just has it at the blue line this time. As I said last game, maybe no time for more. Yakushev good at getting those opportunities, though at the final second, time has run out on him here. And so after two, you have a 1-1 hockey game. All right, so after a bit of a slow, sleepy start to this one, Canada playing shorthanded for, I think, 6 minutes at least of the first 40. Lo and behold, we wake up here with the tie game here going into the third period. It was Rod Gilbert scoring for Canada, and of course Alex Yakushev, who else there for the Soviets. Both goals being scored in period two, so we're back here for period three. And off the top, we're going to have 4 minutes coming off the clock right away. There was one tie game historically in Canada as well during the series. But spoke perhaps a little too soon there. So 12, that's going to be a scoring chance for the Soviets. Let's see here. Player M. Player M is Slava Anisin here, and Anisin on the fourth line. And Anisin has the puck in the slot. And Tony Esposito coming up with a big stop here. He's made a few of those here in the second game. So 2 more minutes come off the clock here. Now we're up to minute 6. 19, that's going to be another chance for the Russians here. Player A, that's going to be Alex Yakushev. Once again, Yakushev has it in the slot this time, and he will not be denied. So we're breaking from history here slightly. It's at least slightly. It's Yakushev here with his second goal of the contest. Really a bit of a one-man show at this point, one would think. I'll take the time off the assist card, so I'm gonna say it's 6:47 here of period three. It doesn't really matter too much the time; it's a bit more arbitrary. L2D2. I'm gonna look technically at L1D2. Actually, we were supposed to do that for this one. Sorry. Yakushev goal. Yeah. Okay, the assist. And L2D1. So L1D1. I'm looking at. So R5. That's gonna be Yakushev from Shadrin, and the right wing Zeman. Yakushev from Shadrin and Zeman here. I hope I have Shadrin pronounced correctly. Shadrin here at 6:47 to period three. It's 2-1 Russia. And 1 more minute comes off the clock here. We're up to minute 7 now with a 94. That's going to be a chance right again back the other way for Canada, much like when the Soviets got up 1-0 here late in period 2. Canada this time it's player C. Player C is Phil Esposito, who scored in both of the first 2 games historically. Esposito, though, with it just at the blue line. He's being boxed out and he doesn't score here. So it was Tretiak coming up big against Phil in the first game, and it's the defense coming up big against them here. At least that's how I interpret it. 3 more minutes come off the clock now. That's a chance, a number that Canada could have used. 10 minutes in with a 76. That's just under their range. 3 more come off the clock now. Once again, another, sometimes I talk about one flip either way. And with a 2, once again, that's going to be the Russians here with the scoring chance. They're going back here with Slava Anisin and Anisin this time in the face-off circle. And he doesn't score. Esposito with another big stop. Canada's running out of time, though. 14 minutes here into the third period. With an 88, they will get another chance here in period 3. Player D on Team Canada is Paul Henderson. Paul Henderson here from the second line. Henderson has it in the slot, and he scores. Paul Henderson. Henderson scores here. I'm not even going to try to imitate Foster too closely. Anyway, it's 2-2 here for Canada against Russia. Just got a little carried away there. Got a little caught up in it. L2D1, so that's, I'll take the time there too. We'll say at 14:59. Henderson here, he equals the score. And I did say L2D1, so I'm looking at the right defenseman there. That's going to be Henderson from Brad Park. And left defenseman as well. So Brad Park and Gary Bergman getting in on it. Bergman, who, just from what little I was reading off the top, Wikipedia or wherever, was one of the players noted for getting involved pretty physically in this one. Again, I'm speaking historically, of course. So there you have it. At 14:59, we have a 2-all game here with 5:01 to go. And 1 more minute comes off the clock now. So 15 and some change in. 81, that's going to be another chance for Team Canada. Team Canada here back the other way. Player E is going to be Yvon Cornway, the road runner, who did score in game 1, hit the post historically. Cornway has it in the face-off circle. And we're going to actually do a save flip here. We're going to see Tretiak 7-10. It's a save. And, outside the range of 7-10, it will not be one. So we're going to flip and we're going to look at the save here at the bottom of the card. That's a 3. So Yvon Cornway, the road runner, putting Canada up here late by a score of 3-2. I think you can hear it now in my voice. I'm losing it a bit. So let's see here. Again, Cornway scores the goal. I'm looking here. I'm going to take the 41 actually. So 15:41. We're going to say they scored twice in 42 seconds. Yeah, 7 seems a little unrealistic. They're not scoring twice in like 6 or 7 seconds against the Soviets. So 42 seconds later, though, at 15:41, it's Cornway putting Canada ahead. And L2D1, I'm looking at L1D1 technically. It's going to be Brad Park with his second assist of the night. And for the line, now because the line comes up again, this is as I play it. I'm going to say Park and Bergman again here, each with a pair of assists. All right, and we play on. Now, what I said earlier about Canada now applies to the Soviets. Time running out here on the Russians. Let's see. One more minute comes off the clock. So we're at 16 minutes now. And with the 28, that's not going to be a chance in range for the Soviets. 2 more minutes come off the clock here. Now we're up to minute 18. And because I try to coach it equally hard for both sides, despite, the upbringing, geographically, I've decided that after this flip, I'm probably going to look to pull Tretiak, actually. So let's see here what we have. With an 87, though, that's going to be a chance for Canada to try to add insurance and put it away. They must have been listening. With a player A, that's going to be actually not Phil Esposito. Player A is Paul Henderson. Could he add a second one here? Henderson has it at the blue line, and that's going to be no goal. So what I'm going to do now, the final couple of minutes here, we're going to say that the Soviets are going to try playing 6-on-5, even if that's out of line with historically. That's how I'm going to play it for this one. So let's see here. So what I'm going to do is flip and look at the sixth, as I may or may not have mentioned earlier. I like to do a little pleaching at times. That's going to be an empty net goal for Team Canada. So it's kind of what I thought. And again, I mean, it was either, Canada up by 2 or game over. So we have the Canadians up by 4-2 now. Again, a score that somewhat resembles what it was, going back in time to what it was in real life. I feel like I've overused the word historically here. So I don't know. I mean, they're down by 2. What do they? Let's just have a flip and look and decide. So actually, look at that. Look at that. Now with Tretiak out of the net here in the final minute. So that will be literally in the 20th minute here. And it's the goodness. It's wow. So the Soviets here scoring, and I got a little ahead of myself. I've yet to award a goal to either side, so I'll do that post game. It's 4-3 right now. I like it better this way anyway. So there you go. It's if it's a mistake, it's in favor of, I guess, just a more interesting and exciting game. So let's see now if this is not a 0 minute, which it is not. So that is past the final buzzer. So I'm going to flip here to see. I might as well just use this. I'm going to take the H from there. I'm going to see Bobby Clark scored. Pretty plausible to me, actually, that Clark would add the empty net or the fourth goal. This was sort of the one line, actually, that from early in the series did a pretty good job of another word that I feel I've overused in this video, but nullifying the Soviet ice hockey team there. And so Clark, and I'll flip for assist here, L1D1. I'm looking at L2D1. It's going to be Clark from Ron Ellis, and Ron Ellis, which since he can't assist twice, usually on an empty net goal, he might only have the one assist anyway, though. For the Soviets back the other way, Valery Kharlamov, again, I'd say at least equally as plausible, and L1D1 here for the assist on it. So and again, it's open to a little interpretation for time. I usually just pull it off one of the goal and or the assist cards. So Kharlamov here, L2D2 I'm looking at, and that's going to be Kharlamov. There are no 6s on Russia. So Kharlamov from his line, actually. So Maltsev and Vikulov, hope I have his name pronounced correctly, getting the goal there. So there you have it. Goodness, I mean, if I mess this one up a little bit once again, at least it was equally for both sides. It's going to be 4-3 the final score here in Game 2. So this series is now equaled at 1, headed to Winnipeg for Game 3. So anyway, anytime that you give to anything like this, any consideration, I mean, it's never expected, but it is much appreciated. And I don't know, I tried to have a little more fun this time. I would be a little loosier-goosier with it because the first one, I don't know, at times playing that one back, I sounded almost like I was speaking at someone's funeral or something. I don't know. It's like maybe I was taking it a little too seriously, and I wound up making some mistakes anyway. So anyway, there you have it. 4-3 Canada. So much like it was in real life, in this replay, it's 1-1. Anyway, bye for now.